Hello, my friends and Mavericks. Welcome to Food Mavericks 1000. I'm Teddy LaRose, and today we're going to do a oat fruit bar. This is variation on something we used to do for conferences. I didn't use oats, but we did, and it's a different kind of fruit, but it's like basic same idea. Okay, the filling today is going to be apricot and date. I soaked these earlier. I soaked them in hot water maybe an hour and a half ago. You could soak them overnight if you wanted to. It's about close to 3/4 of a cup of fruit if you pressed it down hard, and then I covered them with water. Then when the pro behind the camera looked at it with me later, it didn't have quite enough water to blend it up. So if you've got one of these blenders, use this. A small one would probably work for that amount too, right? Okay. So I just use this because it's got power. So we're going to just make a puree here. You'll note the technology. I'm not the pro here. This is kind of Maverick for me. He used to do this part. You can hear it still. It's like chunky. Don't come down.
Just turn it.
Okay, we're going to check it now, everybody. And the pro will tell me it's probably too chunky. I don't know. Looks not too bad. Cream, see? Okay, now you're going to need a famous spatula to get this out. Ha 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 ha. Okay, we'll do that later when we need it. So you do that. And then we're just like making a crumb here. It's real easy. What I've got right here is 1 cup of flour and 1 cup of rolled oats. This is a really simple recipe. I like it a lot. I think it should turn out pretty good. This is baking soda. 1/4 teaspoon. Salt. Same, 1/4 teaspoon. We've got this nice pink salt, and it seems to work really well, but it's like medium coarse. Works fine. Okay, and then we're going to have some brown sugar. Now they say packed, which means, you know, that's a lot of sugar for us. So you can vary, I'm sure you can vary this. You probably could almost do it with no sugar. So I'm just going to do nearly a 1/2 cup, not packed at all. I'll tell you what we think. I'm sure the brown sugar is good in the moisturizing value that it'll have in there. Now I'm just going to mix that thoroughly like so. Just get those lumps out. Make sure that's our oven up to speed. You want to preheat always. And don't leave anything in there that shouldn't be in there. Okay, now it's going to be a little square like so. I've got a little coconut oil in there. I love that spray stuff, but it ran out. Really great. Okay, now this is pretty much room temp. I mean soft. The ones I would make like an apple crisp, you can use either way. You can use soft or cold in an apple crisp. If it's cold, it has more of that flaky thing. And if it's soft, you're going to get more of a cookie thing. So this will be more of a cookie thing. And I don't know if you need to all watch me make this crumb for however long. This is fun. There's your crumbly stuff. It's very soft. And you're going to put not all of it, like 2/3 of it in here. Leave yourself something like that. For the top. You know, that can still a little flexible. That, you need to press this down in. The fun thing about such kinds of desserts is that unlike the one we did yesterday, which was snowballs, where you're making individual balls, there's a couple of them now. You know, this takes maybe, I don't know how much less time. When you're talking about 50 people upstairs, this can be a real godsend. Now here's how I test. That's probably 1/4 inch deep. Something like that. That'll be good. Now, got to degreasify. This is one thing I want to say about efficiency. One thing I really loved, and I really wasn't the best at, was efficiency in the kitchen. Efficiency just didn't mean something fun to me. It sounded like banking or something. But when you realize that if you really can do it all in one bowl, and that means one bowl to clean up, that means you have, 10 extra minutes to go do something else. This is fun to me. So I try and time the how often I wash my hands thing. I didn't really make a big deal out of it. Once my mind started, once I started thinking about it, it just starts coming naturally. And you just sort of arrange things according to, when are you going to have to pause, and it's not really thought out. It's just there though, which is fun to me. So it's sort of like, I think it was just the bliss of efficiency made me want to do that. Now, shall I come back over there, or do you want to come over here? Okay, here now we're going to put the filling in. And, some people in recipes like this, they'll use jelly, like, raspberry jelly or something, which would be very nice. It would also be very, very sweet, so it kind of depends on what you're into. Now, you don't want to have to derail your nice crust there, so I'm trying to put it, sort of blopping it evenly around so that when I spread it, I'm not just going to undo the crust. I pressed it in, you saw. So, and if there's some left, some happy people will lick this, so no problem. You should have seen the amounts we did for all those people. It's a giant blender full like that. Okay. Okay, there's that. Also usually some nice up here. And without the spatula, I wouldn't do this with that. Don't do it with your finger. I wouldn't. You've got a nice sharp one. Okay, so that's going to be pretty good, I think. We get it all well enough when we're okay. Now, I'm going to use my fingers so I can feel how much it's shifting. It's not bad. Don't take it all the way to the edge. Give yourself a little, like 1/4 inch around the side. That one went to the edge. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, little pie. Okay. Let's see if we can get it over here. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of fun. Here we go. I think that this flavor combination might be kind of great. So, those are sweet. See, dates are sweet. That's another reason I put less. Now we're going to do the top bit. And I'm not going to move over there. So you can kind of crumble it on like so. It looks like we could have put more on the bottom, but we're just going to have like a sandwich then. Right? Apricot Newton or something. There we go. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. Rinse yourself enough so you don't get grease all over the house. And we're going to, it's a 350 oven again. I'm going to pop it in for, what do we have here? I'll pop it in for 35. 30 to 35, I'd say. So, there we are. Meanwhile, I'm going to go make the, everyday staple around here, which is deep dish pizza. Bye, guys!